Donald Trump got very, very unhappy during a recent interview with Hugh Hewitt when he was asked a pretty basic question given his current legal troubles in one case in particular. So, Mr. Former President, did you indeed order the moving around of boxes of classified documents at Mar-a-Lago, presumably to keep them out of the hands of federal authorities? Were you doing the things alleged, or a part of the indictment is alleging that this obstruction went on, and a part of that is the moving around of boxes of classified documents, a sign both of an attempt to keep the documents out of the hands of federal authorities after they had already demanded them, and also proof of a knowledge that he had the exact documents the federal authorities were demanding. And so he gets asked that by Hugh Hewitt. You can tell doesn't please him. And then he continues from there. Take a look.
Did you direct anyone to move the boxes, Mr. President? Did you tell anyone to move the boxes?
I don't talk about anything. You know why? Because I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I come under the Presidential Records Act. I'm not telling you, every time I talk to you, I have a breaking story. You don't have any story. I come under the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to do everything I did.
If you have to go to trial, will you testify in your own defense?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
You'll take the stand.
That I look forward to, because that's just like Russia. That's all the fake information from Russia. Remember when the dossier came out and everyone said, oh, that's so terrible. And then it turned out to be, it was a political report put out by Hillary Clinton and the DNC. They paid millions for it. They gave it to Christopher Steele. They paid millions and millions of dollars for it.
If you're confused, by the way, as to how we got here, me too. What are you talking about?
It was all fake.
I think that obstruction charge is going to get the trial, Mr. President. I think that
I'll testify.
Okay, if you do, and they ask you on the stand, did you order anyone to move boxes? How will you answer?
I'm not answering that question for you, but I'm totally covered under the law.
Okay.
If you read the Presidential Records Act, just read it. You take a look at it. I'm totally covered under the law. It's a civil act. It's civil. Now, Biden had no civil act. The things he did are criminal. But he doesn't have a deranged person on his case. They gave me deranged Jack Smith.
And he continues the attacks on Jack Smith there. But a few things on that. First being, he keeps bringing up the Presidential Records Act, as we've gone through in the past. Number one, he wasn't president at the time when he did the things he's being accused of doing when it comes to the classified documents case. Number two, he wasn't in compliance with the Presidential Records Act. And number three, he's not being charged under the Presidential Records Act. So on all three fronts, it makes absolutely no sense to bring that up. You don't have full and complete authority whenever you're a former president to keep whatever documents that are property, that are a property of the government in your possession. That's just not how it works. And he knew that. That's why in the audio tape, he's going, oh, look, I could have declassified this as president, but I still have it. And now I can't declassify. Look at this. It's secret. He knew what he was doing. And no matter how many times he repeats Presidential Records Act, it's not an actual valid defense. And so if he wants to bring that into court, bring that into a trial setting, best of luck to him, because it's not actually going to be addressing the accusations as they're being brought against him. The other thing is, how does he think that sounds like anything other than, yes, I did the thing I'm being accused of when it comes to a part of the obstruction being alleged? Because he gets asked repeatedly, did you order the moving around of these boxes? And says, I'm not going to tell you. Well, the indictment alleges you did, and you're saying you're not going to confirm or deny, so you did. Because if you didn't, you would say, I didn't. But he's saying, I'm not going to tell you because you're not going to get a breaking news segment, Hugh Hewitt. You always want news on your news show. Erg. Very strange. It does seem to be that Trump is increasingly aware of the awful situation he's in when it comes to his legal troubles. And thus more moments like this pop up where he's a little panicked, a little frazzled whenever these topics come up. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are able to be uploaded to the YouTube channel, plus get the bonus show on the weekends, you can do so by going to lukebeasleyshow.com/membership. That's lukebeasleyshow.com/membership, and there's a link in the description.